Welcome to episode 3 of A Beginner's Road to a 180. In this episode, we're going to be doing something a bit different. Instead of just throwing darts at the board, we're going to be playing against a dart bot to get a bit of practice in a real situation. Let me know if this is something you want to see more of in the future. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so this is voice over me talking, obviously just to talk through the game. So let me know what you think of this concept where I play a dart bot. Obviously, I would want to play online plays as well eventually, but sometimes, obviously, with how long they take to throw and how long they take to sort of put their score in, it doesn't make for a quick or entertaining video. A lot of the plays today are quite painful. This is one of the worst games I have played, so just bear with me with that. And obviously, I won't give you a spoiler if I get the 180 or not, but based on how I'm playing, you can probably predict if I do or not. So I opened it up with a 9. The dartbot got a 94 to begin with, so I was thrown first in this leg, and it was first to 3 legs wins, which gives me a good practice for the real situation as well. So a 45 scored there, 2 in the 20, 1 in the 5. I do have some difficulty, as you'll see in this video, keeping the darts straight in a straight line. Most of the time they did sway off into the 5s and the 1s, sometimes even down into like the 11s, so pretty much there, as you can see, 14. It's not ideal when I'm aiming for the triple 20. But this also lets me practice on the doubles as well. So it's not just focusing on the triples, which obviously, if I'm in a game situation, I'm not just going to be trying to get the triples. I will be going for the doubles as well, and it's important to get that. But obviously, I'm not much better with the doubles as I am with the triples. So I am a beginner. If you have seen my other 2 episodes, go watch them first if you haven't watched this one. Then you'll know that I'm a beginner and that I don't score highly. And you'll see by my average at the end of this, it'll show on the screen that my average, especially today, it's been so bad. Yesterday, when I was just practicing by myself, playing online, that sort of thing, my average was probably 5-10 points higher than it is today. So this is really one of the lowest levels that you'll see from me. Hopefully over time, when I keep making these videos, keep getting better, you'll see the averages go up a little bit. That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll have to see. So yeah, not a very good start for me. I'm on 219 to start the throw, and they're on 40. So they're already set up for the double 20, and I'm miles away. But they get 34 scored. 24 scored there, so they're on 16 now. Double 8. First triple of the day, 60, 61. Yeah, it's still not much better because it sort of fell back into the 12, but 73 scored, I'll take it because I'm so far behind. Now they're stuck on 5, I'm back on 109. You would expect me to lose this leg because of how far back I am. 20, and again, as I say, they're coming back into the 5, always doing that. That is something I need to work on, I think. If you are new to the channel, make sure to watch my other videos, as I mentioned. You will see me throwing on there. But the reason I didn't include it on this one is because there's a bit too many things. I have to show the scoreboard, obviously the dart board as well. So I didn't actually show my throw on this. But if you go back and watch the episode 2, you'll see how I actually throw it. So if you do have any sort of advice on what I should be doing, any sort of tips on how to practice and improve, then let me know. All of that is appreciated. I do read every comment. So everything that you've been saying about my throw, things like drawing it back a bit, sort of taking a bit more time with that, trying to draw it back over a period of time rather than so quickly. So I am trying to take all this into account, but obviously it does take a bit of time to see any sort of progress with it. So that was for the 9, then double 8, missed on the double 8, missed again on the double 8 on the inside, so now I'm on double 4. Although I do tend to prefer everything in the top right of the board, so things like the double 18s, the double 4s, I feel like that is much easier for me to get than, say, double 20, double 16, double 8. I do prefer everything on the right side of the board, like the 10s, like the 18s, and like the 4s. So I don't know if that's just more of a preference, and I know some darts players do prefer it like that, and I'm one of them where I prefer that side of the board. Although it's not doing much good for me here because I've just busted again on the 13. But this dart bot has been stuck on 5, as you can see, for the past 5 goes. I did set the dart bot to level 1, so maybe I could do part of the series as well, trying to get sort of every level of the Dartbot completed as I bust the score again, aiming for double two there, sorry, and I got into the double 15, which, I mean, it's not miles away, but it's just not very good. And there you can see, I think that hit off the light, actually. That's how bad that was. Yeah, missing the second dart outside and then the third dart on the inside, so now I'm on double two. And as you can see, the Dartbot is not having a much better time than me. The past 7 or 8 goes have busted the score. And same with me there. Was going for the double two. Missed it. So this is why I'm saying it will be quite a painful thing to watch, because it'll be more of this for the rest of the video. If you do want to watch anything good, then I recommend either waiting a few years or switching off. So I did get a double two there, but that was already after I busted it on the double 15, but a bit of extra practice. And as you can see there, the Dartbot has busted the score about 10 times now, so I've really had quite a lot of chance to get this. And again, 2 darts missed. First dart was quite close, but the third dart and second dart were nowhere near. But thankfully, again, Dartbot busted the score, back to double two. Nowhere near, on to double one, busted my score, back to double two. And this does go on for a bit of time, but I don't want to speed it up because I want to see exactly, obviously as I'm watching it as well, exactly what mistakes I'm making with it, whether I'm going too much or too little. Again, just above there and just above there again. So both of those darts were quite close, but close doesn't count as a leg, so I have to keep throwing. And I think now the Dartbot about 12 times in a row has busted the score, so you know they're not doing much better than me. And then again, just on the inside, quite close. It is quite close, but not good enough to win the leg. And again, busted the score. I think that was just in the potentially the double 20 there. But you can see mine and the Dartbot scores. It's not looking good for both of us. But this is why it's set on level 1, and this is why I'm a beginner, and this is why I don't claim to be good at darts, because, well, I physically can't, but I think soon we do get it. So I think that was just in, yep, so that was just in the top left of the double 1 there. So a terrible leg, probably about 50 darts, 60 darts, but we got it in the end. It counts. It's level 1 for a reason, and we take that one. So leg 2, I think this is where the Dartbot throws first, just close to the triple 20 there, but not quite in. So we start off with a 37 scored, which is enough to go in front, but then the Dartbot pulls off a nice 85. So again, we're behind by a good 60, and that does take me a few darts to catch up. But what I did notice with this Dartbot as well is that they did score fairly decently, as in they probably averaged about 50 on the scoring, but when it came down to the double, that's when they just messed up over and over again. But I suppose it's not meant to be something where they're trying to beat you. It's more of a case of trying to get better by using it as a tool, really, just to encourage to have that sort of real life situation. But as you can see there, the Dartbot about over 200 ahead of me, close to the triple there, another in the 20, another in the 20, so a 60 scored. That's not too bad, actually. If we're thinking about the 180, those were fairly close, all of them, to the triple, give or take a few centimeters. So not too bad. Triple 18 there. I do find the triple 18s a lot easier to get than the triple 20s. I don't know if that's based on my stance or the way of my elbow position. Again, let me know what you think about that because of my other videos if you watch my throw. But yeah, I do find that side of the board, as I mentioned, a lot easier than the left side. So that'll be interesting to know why. We'll cut up a little bit to the Dartbot, so they've had a few bad scores. They've scored 5 there in the third visit. Not much better than me, though, because I just got 22 there. So we're still behind in this leg by over 100 scored, so it's not looking good on us to win this leg. 262 needed. Go for the 20s again. That one's in, that one's not. As I say, you'll see a lot of that today where it just flies off. The first stack can go quite well into the 20, but then the other two nowhere near. So we're still on the hunt for this 180. And as I say, I don't want to do the same thing over and over again where we just throw the same darts at the board. But as you see there, those first two, very close to the triple 20. And if that would have went in, then I would have been panicking a bit. Series could have been over there, but not quite. 26 scored there again. I'm used to that, as I say, because I pull them wide most times, and then I compensate on the other side as well. But the Dartbot's wanting double 7. I'm wanting 170. Not going to happen, but we get 66 there, so get a triple and take a decent chunk out of it. And it looks like the terrible finishing from the Dartbot continues. And again, we get a 3, a 1, and a 19. Not ideal. But again, Dartbot is terrible on level 1. Misses it again. 81, so we did go triple 19, double 12 here. Not very good. Fair start awful, so we won't get a chance to finish in this leg. But we do get the 20 and the 32 to leave us on 49. So I was thinking about going 13 double 18 because, as I say, I prefer that double to the 20. But I think we do end up just going for the double 20 in the end. And that one is so close, but as I say, close doesn't count. And we needed to take that chance because then the Dartbot, as you'll see here, ends up getting it. So it's 1 leg all. That could have been 2 legs to 0 there. So close, but we go again, and it's our throw first. Start off with a 1 on the first start. Not great. 26 first visit. As I say, you'll see a lot of those. So don't flame me too much in the comments. Don't be too sort of criticizing of me. I do know that I'm not the best, to say the least, but I am trying, and that is the point of this channel, really, to sort of document the progress that I can make with it, as well as talking about the love for the sport. There's different other things like the professional darts, my predictions, that sort of thing. Because even though I'm not the best at darts, I feel like I do know a bit about darts in terms of predictions and things. So here, I was just trying to do the maths, and I did end up doing it wrong. So I did miss out on an 18, and I did realise that at the time. So the next throw that we did, we added 18 to it, just to make it up. Because of the fact that, because of the double, I sort of added it up wrong. But so we added an extra 18 onto there, which made it 51. That leaves us on 310, so at this point, the Dartbot has already broke our throw, technically, because they're ahead of us, but it's still all to play for in this leg. As I say, the Dartbot doesn't always take its chances on the doubles. And you can see as well, on the Dartbot scores, 3 of them are 0, and I think this was actually during the sort of the scoring part of the leg, so I'm not sure why that happened. But there we got a nice 80. Not aiming for the double, but it does sometimes sort of fly up like that, so we'll take it. We've narrowed the leg down. 210, 204. Not too bad. But these ones are what kills me, really. These ones are just awful for me. But that actually did get into the triple 18. So that's a big part of my score there. So it's not awful because we do end up on the 60, as you can see. Now it's 150 to 138. Quite a close leg, actually. But it does always come down to the doubling. Which, from both of us, isn't great. Score 30 there, was aiming for the triple 19. Ends up pulling wide into the triple 3. But would rather have the triple 3 than a single 3, so you know what, we'll take it. Again, going into the 1, that is really what... It's really what messes up my average, I think. Those 1s is what does it, because the 5s are fine, because I don't pull it always into the 5. I say that as I pull it even further down. But and these no scores as well. Look at that. That's just terrible. Scored 15 there. Triple 3, missed the board, and a 12. It's so bad. But you know, we're still in this leg. We still have a chance. 87 to 32. Obviously, they're on a good double 16. I was going for the triple 17 there to leave the double 18, but doesn't happen. And we only end up scoring 24 to leave us on not even a 2-dart finish, so we're still going for that, but they busted their score, got nothing against this on the double 16. 13, I was thinking about going for the bullseye, but we ended up setting it up for the double 20. As you can see, it didn't go quite to plan, it pulled quite far wide. Happy we got the 10 though, and the 13, so it was what I was aiming for. But But come to think of it, we could have just got a triple instead and gone for a fair start. But still on the double 20, pulled it low on that one, so back to double 10. They're stuck on 9, so I'm guessing what's happening is they keep trying to get like a 1 to leave double 4 and they keep getting a 20, because that's what I would do. But double 10, that is not in. Even though it looks quite close, that's not in, so was on double 5 there. Very close, actually. I do like the double 10, and I wish I did bust that so we could go back to the double 10. Because, as I say, that part of the board is what I like, and that one there, close again, but into the double 12. So we do tend to pull it quite far wide, but that bot is not getting their double, well, they're not getting the 9 because they're not even getting close, I don't think, but them two there, again, so close to the double 5 on the first one, just above, and the second one just below. So now it's my worst nightmare. I'm stuck on 5, and I need to get a 1. And as you'll see over the next few darts that I'm taking, it is difficult for me to just get a single 1. And apparently for the dartbot it is as well. But just every time, it always goes into the 20. Every time I want a 20, it goes into the 1. And every time I want a 1, it goes into the 20. I don't know if that's just the rule of darts, but that's what seems to happen to me. So here, this is where I messed up the scoring a little bit. So I got a 2, and then I busted it, but I ended up putting 2. And so this was a mistake, and this did mess up the match a little bit. Well, quite a bit, but there's not much really I can do about it, because as you can see, I got the double 1, but then I busted it. But for some reason, I didn't document that I did that, so I just put it back to the 2 scored, and then now I'm on 3 on the game. So obviously I'm still going in my head for a 1 double 2. However, the game wants me to go for a 3. So we got the 1 there. Obviously here I was going for a double 2, and there I was going for a double 1, and then I put that, I got 3, and then it said I won the leg. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part, but we could have been here all day going for the double 1, so we'll take it. It did mess up the game a bit, but we'll take it. So now it's the dartbot's time to throw first. They start off with a 16. I start off with a 20, a 29 there. So we're heading this leg to begin with, so hopefully we can keep it up and get to the double first. So 2 20s there, and then I think that just pulled wide into the triple 1. So again, quite close to the triple 20, quite close to 100, but doesn't count for anything. Next time we'll probably try this dartbot on level 2, which I imagine the scoring will be quite similar, but the finishing will be better for them, because as you can see, the amount of 0 scores that they've had is ridiculous. And in a real situation, would I get this many chances? Obviously not. So it's definitely an easy level to start with, but that's what I need, because as you can see by my darts, they're not the best. Got the double 20 there, again by accident, not aiming for that, aiming for the triple. So ends up on 45, which leaves us 10 points ahead. They end up getting 108 on their score, and that is level 1. So I dread to think what level 10 is if they're getting 108 on level 1. I don't know what would happen. Maybe you just have to get 9 darts every single time. But we're back on 275, so they've stalled the darts in this leg, so we're over 100 behind. It's not looking good for us to win this leg. But as I say, at the time, I was hoping for them to make the mistake, as they usually did. 28 scored there, so we're on 247. And the dartbot gets 68, which is a lot better than my average. 14, 12, and a 5. So yeah, 31, not great. We're still not on a finish. They're down to 111. They're now down to 86, so they've got a 2 dart finish potentially. And we're all the way back on 216. We'll get the 13 there, we'll get a 20 there, and we get a 7 there. I think I was going for the double triple 19 there. So every time I do get a 7, it's not that I'm aiming for the 7, obviously. So now they're on 8, double 4, and we're on 176. Missed the board, killing me. And we get a 13 and a 19. So it's not awful, but the fair start I just shouldn't be missing the board. Even if I'm just aiming for anything on the board, it's better than nothing, obviously. But I am aiming for the triple 20. And again, another one, missed the board again. In all fairness, I'm not using it as an excuse, but it was quite hot in my room at this time. I was quite tired because I've been throwing for 20 minutes by now without a break. So maybe it is a bit of an excuse, but I was quite hot. I was sweating. I wasn't concentrating. My arms were getting tired. So all those things is my excuse, basically. But they've missed double four 3 times in a row now. 0 scored, 0 scored, 0 scored. We're on 89. We was going for the triple 19 and then double 16. But we just pull it so far wide into the 17 that it doesn't even matter. We get a 6 and we get a 20. So not awful. We're on 43, so a 2 dart finish potentially. As I say, for this, I do prefer the double 18, so I do go for that. I do go for the 10, but I miss it just wide of the double 6, as you can see. But second dart gets into the 10. Third dart, close to the double 18. Obviously a bit high. And the dart, but again, doesn't get the double because they just never seem to get it. And then here, first dart into the double 18. This is why I prefer it over the other doubles. And that's it. That's the game. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts and ideas on this series, and I'll see you in the next video.